Morning. Last night I was watching an interview with a professional athlete, and there was a question about nerves, to which the athlete responded, "Nerves are okay, but doubt is not okay." And that got me thinking. I think I might have been stuck in a little false belief that your nerves will just go away as your confidence increases. And I think sometimes we can process those nerves as doubt, but nerves can coexist with confidence at the same time. Let's do this. I'm in from the future here, which is never a good sign. Realized I'm just going to talk to you while we let these trades play out. I ended this session extremely frustrated and I guess discouraged isn't the right word, because I will do whatever it takes to become successful. I've never failed at anything in my life and I plan to keep it that way. You can't fail if you never give up. What was I even talking about? Anyways, I realized after this session that I was moving the profit target like an absolute buffoon. So I wrote quite a lot in my journal. Just keeping it real. Like, how many times are we going to have this conversation about how, even though the ideal version of trading would be to trade consolidation great conservatively and then trading direction with a little bit more of a profit target, even though that's the ideal way to do it, those two things can't coexist in my brain. I'm too much of a gambler at heart. Addiction runs deep in my bones, and I've beat it multiple times on multiple different things. So that's fun. But for me, going for these bigger moves is just, it resembles gambling too much. It activates that part of my brain that just wants reward, reward, reward. And so even though ideally being super dynamic on every trade and sometimes asking for a few more points would be the best way to do it, I can't. And I need to understand my limitations, my genetics, my biology. There's no reason for me to not just do super well on a day like this. But yesterday I moved the target just a little bit on a couple different trades and it worked, and that just opens the floodgates of stupidity. There goes my ability to think coherently, responsibly, and intelligently, and it just means going for high of day breaks, going for pivot breaks. A lot of these trades are just completely against my rules. I don't trade setups. There's so many trades in here where I short it at the bottom instead of going for the reversion stuff. I go for small targets. In direction, I try to follow, and in consolidation, I go for reversion. But the profit target stays small and the stop loss stays a little bigger than the target. And I just didn't do that here. And honestly, the pressure of recording it negatively affects me quite a bit. I'm going to be honest. I thought I stopped the recording when I was down 19.5 points. I thought I stopped it. And then I continued to trade. And I immediately I calmed down. Stuff went better. And that's when I made 10 points or so. Something, a little over 10 points back. I looked over to my left monitor, realized I never actually stopped the recording. And I stopped there. And obviously that's probably not a smart thing to do, to keep trading, but the recordings really do get to me sometimes. However, I don't think today this was related to the recording. I think I traded dumb, and from now on I really just have to make sure to never delete my note about not going for bigger targets. And by bigger, I don't mean like the old version of me where it was sometimes I'd catch a 20-pointer. I mean big as in even just 7 points. At least on a day like this where you're asking quite a bit when volatility's down like that. So, yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. I can do this, but I need to follow my rules. And I need to 100% accept and believe that I can consistently make 10 points a day, regardless of the price action. As long as I don't try to go for these bigger moves where it's just has nothing to do with it being a good trade, it just makes my brain feel good. What are we talking about? I don't know. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. I'll never take it for granted. For granted? I'll never take your support for granted. Alright, I hope you have a really good weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Okay, I did really bad, but At least I took a lot of trades, so I'll have a lot to review. More data. I don't care how many times it takes. I will pass this eval eventually. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you Monday.